Today I'm talking about the trend fasting. Fasting is not only a trend, I mean it's a very old tradition.
Nice to be
to
here.
have you here.
And I
So-
love how you started it because it absolutely feels like a trend, but it is one of the oldest traditions that exists. It is the oldest way we've eaten. Fasting has been around since the earliest evolution of time. So we should be talking about it. Well, the interesting thing about fasting is because it's been around for so long and we've evolved to fast and evolved to thrive during fasting, is that the benefits are really far reaching. So it is a full body approach. So we see improvements in cardiometabolic health, in longevity, in brain health, in cardiometabolic health, skin health. The list goes on and on and on. So you could pretty much name a topic, and fasting is really able to do a lot to repair and rejuvenate. And that's because when we fast, especially when we fast for long enough, we can get this deep cellular cleanup that allows our body to repair itself.
What do you mean with the time?
Timing with fasting is maybe one of the most important things, because you're not even really in a true fast because your body has enough energy in it just to store for about 12 hours. So unless you're fasting for at least 12 hours, your body's kind of half fasting. Now, once you hit the 12-hour mark, now you have really started to use some stored energy in your fat, right? So we're able to start burning fat for fuel. This is where things start to change. But once we hit around the 48-hour mark, now we've been able to go past just fat burning, past ketosis, and we're able to activate something called autophagy. Autophagy is super important. It's kind of a buzzword right now because people are really recognizing the importance of autophagy. And what that is the ability of our body to clean itself from the cellular level. So autophagy literally means self-eating. So it's the ability to clean out your cells of old, worn out components that accumulate over time. Now, this is something, as you can imagine, if it takes about 3 days to turn on, most people are not able to really get into good, deep cellular cleanup. So again, why it's so important, it's some fat burning benefit to also get in longer fasts so that you can get in the deep cellular cleanup.
There's another way to fast. Fasting with food.
Fasting mimicking diet was created actually to make fasting safer, easier, and also has now been shown to be muscle protective. So even if you're just afraid to fast, of course, having fasts with food is going to make it a lot easier and far more enjoyable to do. We see that muscle is being protected, and that is so important.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What are you allowed to eat? What should you eat?
Even what we could have eaten before may not work as well in our body now. And so it's really important that we find tools that help increase insulin sensitivity or makes insulin resistance better. It's more than just a low calorie diet. The way that fasting mimicking works is that on the cell's surface, we have what I like to think of alarm bells, but really what they're called are nutrient sensing pathways. And they are looking for very specific nutrients in high enough amounts. And the moment that that nutrient is present in high enough amount, you're out of a fast. So it's really important that you're picking the right foods and that you're pairing them in the right way. So the biggest things that will kick you out of a fast are going to be simple sugars and protein. That's why I'm a big fan of Prolon's fasting mimicking kit, because they take all the guesswork out of it. And you can have 750 to 1,100 calories every day, scientifically designed with the right nutrients, the right ingredients, in the right pairs, so you don't have to think about anything.
So you can really integrate it in your daily life. And this is a very good concept.
It's easier than ever because we just came out with the Next Gen kit. And the Next Gen kit has soups that are fully organic and also already hydrated, meaning that they're already liquid, just pour and go.
Maybe we can talk about the benefits for women with fasting.
It's so important that we are tailoring, because women in their reproductive years are different than women in their perimenopausal years and are different than women in their postmenopausal years. Insulin resistance. Now, when we see estrogen levels start to go down, what also happens is that insulin resistance goes up, which means that it's harder for our bodies to manage sugar. Mimicking, we see something called HOMA-IR, the measure of insulin resistance, improve. We also see just general blood sugar metrics improve. In fact, in people with type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes, where we see that these prevalences increase in perimenopause, we see that people are able to come off of medication and fully reverse their disease with fasting mimicking. So the focus is muscle. Now, once we start losing estrogen, it's much harder to maintain muscle. So other thing is, because we're losing muscle, it's easier to gain weight. So we're gaining weight and we're losing muscle. And this is a vicious cycle. You think, okay, I'm gaining weight, I should probably go on a diet. That's what the initial thought is.
Yeah.
But the problem is that if you go on any diet, you might lose weight, sure, but you could probably also tap into your muscle. And now you're just making it worse, especially 35, where muscle mass loss increases. Make sure that any protocol that you do is protecting your muscle. And with fasting mimicking, we have shown time and time and time again, clinical studies, that muscle is protected with weight loss. So you are losing true fat and you are not touching your muscle. We recommend doing it if you first started, you're new to fasting, we recommend doing it once a month for 3 months in a row. And then once you've done that introductory phase, you transition to just 3 to 4 times a year. That's it. We've been able to show clinically that with just 3 cycles of the fasting mimicking diet, you can reduce your biological age by 2.5 years.
Wow.
So that is clinically shown.
Wow.
So you can go look up the research. It was just published in 2024 in Nature Communications Journal. So look it up, biological age with fasting mimicking diets. You'll find it, and your jaw will hit the ground.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for all the information.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.